Alright, welcome back everyone for another episode of the No Suit Survival series. We've been doing a little bit of work, so I've finally figured out what I want to have the final design of my welding ship here. I've given it the nickname the HUS L3 Atmospheric Construction Vehicle, so Hustle for short. I've incorporated a whole bunch of the new blocks from the recent update, so if I turn on my light here so we can see a little bit better, we've got these armor panels that sort of tie in the thrusters here a little bit better. We've got some of the new beam blocks, adding some extra attachment points. Interestingly enough, I did some testing with this, and the thruster flame of an atmospheric thruster doesn't actually affect this shape here. I don't know if that's specific to like the beam blocks, whether like if I put a thruster in here instead of this angled piece, whether or not it would burn it, or if the behavior is the same with half blocks anyway. We've added some external lighting, covered up some of the panels. I've added these landing gear here. This is the new flat landing pad. Magnetic plates is what they're called, and that is going to enable us to lock to certain things, so we can pick stuff up if we need it, or sit down somewhere. Now if I just get myself a little platform up here, don't think I can just jump on top as it is, so we've got some external design work here. So we've got a little camera. I've put a remote control on here, so this camera is what will let us pilot this remotely. These ejectors here are just for design, they don't really do anything. We've got some antennas. I focused on trying to make the central body symmetrical to sort of balance out the asymmetry of it. So we've got one side with thrusters, one side with arms, and then the central area is all more or less symmetrical. So covered up the cargo container with some armor plates, sort of add little support structures here that just give it a little bit more definition. I've added some of the beam blocks, I think, on the top here. Oh no, these are just half slabs. These are painted half slabs. I've added the hazard warning texture. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to line up properly. I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to do that anyway. Got some nice flashing lights on here. I don't want to jump off the back here because that's pretty precarious. So it's just batteries and atmospheric packs on the back. A little bit of extra armor detailing, so it works quite nicely. So that's what I've been doing on the Hustle. Unfortunately, the weather here is a little bit atrocious, so I can't really show you the work I've been doing on the base all that well, although I can try my best. What I will do is, actually I'll describe this. So this battery and wind turbine I've just put on here to make the grid powered. Normally with the trash removal system, if you have a unpowered grid, it'll just get deleted with the settings that I have on it. Anyway, it will get deleted. So if I fly away, because one thing we've noticed today is that this is the last of my food and water, as I have no money at all, so I need to go and get a job, get some money so I can buy more food. So that's the first thing we're going to do today. But just so that I can show off what I've been doing here, that's just the block underneath getting taken out by the thrusters. Don't worry about that. Minor details. So let me just fly over here, and I'll put the batteries on this on recharge for a bit while I go and show off the work I've been doing on the base, because I'm going to be flying this over to the station that's 40 kilometers away. That's probably going to be my best bet, as I don't really have the time or food and water resources to build myself a shuttle or something to take me over there. So we're just going to go over in this ship, which should do the trick. So let me just park up here, switch our batteries to recharge, and turn those thrusters off and pop out. Got plenty of power because I've been sitting in that. Let me just hop down here. Alright, see what I can show off, even with all my lack of visibility from the snowstorm. What I ended up doing is I ended up grinding down the pieces that I had worked on, just so that I could get it lined up a little bit better with the ground and with the backing wall here. So if I come up here You see that I've made it so that it's nice and flush against the wall, and it's even connected in at some points. So these are the basic areas. I'm thinking this would probably be where my the entrance to the main control area is. I'm going to have like a that larger shape that's like a crescent or almost a banana. Almost, I think that was what I'm thinking. Or more of like a pill, more like a pill box shape. So we're going to have a control tower up here. This might be where I put my welding station, perhaps, where I put like a welding arm and I can print off various vehicles and do repairs and whatnot. This is probably the main operating level, I reckon. So most stuff will be on this level, and then underground here I can have a sort of a train station that's going to go to our various stops. So the mines that we're going to build, and I'm thinking over where I initially made the first marking, the potential base 2 marking. If I go and grab that on the GPS. That's probably where I'm going to build a landing pad for a large grid ship, so that'll be the ship that we take over to Mars. So if I come down here on this side, if I go back to where I was describing where I was going to make a hole in the previous episode, that's here. I've made this 9x9 hole here, and this is where I'm going to put in my elevator down to the lower hangar. Hopefully a 9x9 square should be large enough to pick up pretty much any vehicle I want to go in here, even some large grid vehicles perhaps. Should be able to come up and down on this massive elevator. So that's going to go into our huge hangar, and then everything will be able to sort of drive out this way. I'm thinking I'll probably have maybe a concrete floor or something like that. I could put some like frozen lines in it, and that'll just come out into this wider open area. I'm still undecided on what I want to do with this whole shape here. I just had this angled design here to match up with the wall here, which I'll probably keep in the long term. But whether or not I make any of the, say, the living area or the refineries or perhaps anything like that on this area, one of the priorities I need is to have some refineries on here, because the way that I'm going to drill this hole is with some large station drills rather than a atmospheric ship. So I'm just going to make like a 9x9 cube or a square of drills that's just going to go straight down. So that'll be an absolute crap ton of resources that I'm going to need a large amount of cargo and refining space to go through. I suppose I could just right-click drill with like probably a large grid 3x3 would do the trick, but I might use a right-click drilling just to excavate it a little bit. I could do with some more resources. But so that is all I've done on the base and the hustle. So now that that's been charging for a couple minutes, we should have just about enough power to get to that base. No problem. And I'm nice and fast, so if anything comes after me, I'll just fly away from it. Hopefully that should be the best defense that I have. I don't know if I've got some ammo in here. Got a couple ammo packs. I could add some little Gatling guns onto the hustle. See that I've put some decorated points around here, but I could put like some Gatling guns facing down that way. I don't know if the bullet spread would actually cause damage to the welder or the grinder, and switching the weapon around would make the weapon, the whatever Gatling gun I put on here would be facing backwards, so it would only be able to fire in one orientation of the welding arm. So I think I'm just going to keep this as a construction vehicle for now. So what we're going to do is our batteries are 70% charged, so that should be enough. I'm going to undock and go for a jaunt over to the, where are we? STDR station. Should be in this direction. Now I'm going to go hopefully high enough that I can see over the weather. Yeah, that's like it. There we go. I should have put some parachute hatches on here so that we can see what the atmospheric density is like. Yeah, see, I'm too high for the thrusters to work properly. So we'll go back to whatever the level is. Yeah, unfortunately it looks like it's going to be... I'm kind of limited by view. I was hoping I could go over the mountaintops, but I'm kind of have to move sort of blind here, I think. So we'll just sort of... well, what I could do is I could just speed up a bunch and then sort of bounce over the top of them, which should do the trick. There we go, cleared it by a mile. No problem. So we will start dropping like a rock in a second because the atmospheric thrusters can't operate at this altitude. But we should just be able to cruise over in this direction. Now, I know from past experience that this mountain ahead is too high to fly over with atmospheric thrusters, so I'm just going to make sure I'm nowhere near this mobile drilling platform. I'll skirt around that. It's got an interesting design on there. I'll zoom in on it. But even... maybe I should commandeer something like that. That might be something I could use to dig out that giant hole that I need. Although I think that's all large grid. That'd probably be pretty hard to take over. But that could be something that we do. I quite like the idea of trying that out. Might be a bit more interesting than just building a massive 9x9 drill. So let's pick up some speed here. If I go into my second hotbar, what I can do is, I believe I just have the one large thruster facing, so it's thruster 2, so I should be able to go here and then turn that off. Yeah, so now I can just sort of cruise. So I don't want to have to fight the inertia dampeners the whole way. And we'll just get up to a nice cruising speed, perhaps 150 meters a second. No, we'll go 200 meters a second, that should do the trick. Oh yes, I can turn that off as well. In the industrial cockpit, we don't need a target indicator. This isn't a combat vessel. It's interesting that it picks up neutral goods as well. Was I at 68% power and we're down to 56, so we should have, yeah, just about enough power to get back. So let's see, where have we got a vertical landing pad on here? Should be able to connect to somewhere. There's one. I do have a underside camera as well for lining this up. Perhaps we'll go forwards, line it up like this. There we go. Can't charge off this base, can I? No. Okay. Just leave that there. Thrusters should be... thrusters aren't working. That's fine. So let's go and find the entrance to this base. Don't know if this appears to be a lower maintenance access, I think. Look, it is blocked off. Not so certain on the design of some of these stations. Maybe that's to stop people from accessing vital areas from just the landing pad. So there's a door up there. This is an ATM, I think. Oh, vending machine. I wonder if they've got new tools for me. I've only got level 1. They do. Very expensive though. Platinum. I could use some platinum. We can make level 3 tools with that, and perhaps some missiles or something like that. Some ion thrusters, and I can head up into space. Alright. It's nice and warm in here. So what is this faction? We've got STDR. So if we go into our factions menu, should be able to see. They should be in here. Maybe I just haven't discovered them yet. So here we are. Here's the store and the contracts block. So what we want is the. Actually, I might be able to. Can I sell anything from my ship? What do they want? They want computers, construction components, motors, some steel plate. And that's a bit of emergency money there. I have some steel plate in my vehicle here. And motors, they're pretty valuable. I might end up selling them. So we'll see what the contracts are. So we need some quick cash, pretty much. Should be able to do that. So let's do this. That should. Oh no, we've still got this one as well. Interesting. So we need 81 magnesium powder and 453 motors, and then that will give me like 3.5 million or something like that. Was it? Yeah, about 3.5 million credits, which would be more than enough for a bunch of food and water for quite a while, and I could get some upgrades to my tools. Might actually. Oh, there's something there. Interesting. I might go and investigate one of these. So it might have some ion thrusters wrecked there, which I could pick up some platinum from. Just on my way back. I'd be able to make some level 3 tools with that. Yeah, I haven't more than enough power to do that. Let's see if we're in luck. What have we got? Got my spotlights on. It's just some. Well, there's some ion thruster wrecks there. Don't know if they have any thruster components in them. Let's switch over to the drill, the grinder. Let's see if we can get anything from these. Now, did they have any thruster components? That is the question. Doesn't look like it. It's just giving me construction components and steel plate. By the looks of it. Is that a gravity generator though? I think that's a gravity gen. Yeah. I might have to go and grab that by hand. That'll definitely have some useful stuff in it. Other than that, I think this is more or less just scrap metal. Bit of iron, or a lot of iron, nickel and silicon probably. I might as well pick up some of these while I'm here. Never hurts to have some extra resources, and I have the capacity to carry it. Although those took longer, so they might have had some. No, I think whoever designed this is probably smart in stopping people from getting free resources of platinum from it. Which makes sense. Now where's a good place to plonk ourselves down? Perhaps on the top here. Let's just switch off our grinder. Go to a third person view. I entered this from below, so I should just pop out in front of the cockpit. Yeah. Now, how can I get down into that chamber with the gravity generator? Got a bunch of stuff in my inventory, so I'll quickly... Woo! Ooh. Interesting. Getting around all those broken down parts. Now, can I reach into that? I think that's like the only... Oh, actually, no, there is some... Oh no, they're not cargo slots, they're like just conveyor ports. So I put vents on the side here. Let's see. I need to get access to that cargo spot here, so I can empty my inventory. Take as much of this stuff with me as possible. So let's get ourselves down and in here. Just make sure I pick up some steel plates while I'm here, so that I can build a little scaffold to get out. Okay. I wonder if there's anything interesting in any of these rooms. Perhaps in this rear section. And there's some assemblers. Have they got anything? Ooh. There is a reactor with a whole lot of uranium. And a lot of iron. I think it would be a bit cheap for me to go and find that reactor. That is right there. That is a lot of uranium. Like I can just carry that as is. But what I'll do is I'll take a small amount, say 500. It seems like just a non-broken amount to take from this. The creator didn't put platinum in these iron thrusters, but then they left a reactor with an absolute crap ton. Oh, there's a bit. It's got some thruster components, which I'll just grab, just for the platinum. But yeah, they don't put enough platinum on this, but they will put a giant reactor with like all of the uranium you would ever need for quite some time. But that will be here for a long time, so maybe in the future I can come back to this wreck and grab some uranium if I'm ever super duper desperate for it. But I would rather create a spacefaring vessel that goes up and into space and gets uranium the old-fashioned way from some asteroids, because that's just going to be more fun. There's not much point in sort of cheating my way up into the higher tiers of power. That just doesn't seem necessary. And then we'll just take as much of this as we can. Oh, I should be able to carry that. And some of that. And now we can head on home. Let's see, where was... Let's manage to through here. Okay. Now, whether or not we'll have enough lifting thrust to go over the top of this mountain or not, I don't know, so we're just going to fly through the middle. Okay, hop in the camera, yeah, I can see a little bit better where we're going. And let's turn these off, put our batteries onto charge, and now we need to go into these cargoes. So I won't be able to access a large cargo port from the inside of that. So let's go into our cargo and just go to the assemblers, and we want to switch to disassemble, and we got 6 of these and like 14 thrusters, I think. Yeah, 14. And I think, yeah, did that disassemble all of them? It did. Excellent. Okay, so now we can go and empty our cargo container here. Let me hustle. So, what do we need? We need 81 magnesium and 400... That one's very close. Okay, so we need 81 magnesium, 453 motors. So what have we got? So we have enough motors, and we have enough magnesium. Cool, so we want 81 of this, and 453, I think it was. Motors, perfect. And I'll do a thruster test. See if we can carry that. Yeah, no problem. Alright. I was getting all worried that those motors might be a bit heavy. So while this is charging up, I can do a little bit more work on some other things. What I want to work on is our little base over there. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell from my perspective as well of what would actually line up. That might line up, I have no idea. Let's see, it's got a... Is this a... That's a flat slope, so it wouldn't line up. It would have to be that side attached in like that, I think. Is that gonna line up? Or would it be like that? That might be the way that it goes. I think, yeah, that seems about right. It's very hard. I just have to conceptualize it in my head, what it's going to look like from this angle. I think that is also right. So, yeah, that should line up. And then, so we've got that sort of shape here. We probably have some more corners or some curve to here. We're going to want a bunch of windows looking out here. I did want the control center to be overlooking... Oh dear. That's getting very close. Is that going to send something after me? I think that's coming into attack. I need to go to my fighter. What is that doing? So just doing a very close flyby. A wasp. I think that's going to try and attack us.
Energy low.
Yeah, looks like it.
No fuel.
Well, let's see. It was shooting at our base. Don't think it can. It can't really do any major damage because there's nothing really here for it to damage. I just want to make sure I'm not wasting fuel on here. I think it might have, luckily, this whole area is really protected by the mountainside, so it might have just been shooting at the ground. I can't really tell. Doesn't appear to be anything damaged. Yeah, looks like we took care of that threat pretty quickly. That's lucky. We'll come and land ourselves back on our platform here. And turn our batteries back to charge.
No fuel.
Cool. Now let's go and check on the hustle. I think how are we doing for food and water? It's definitely getting to the point where I'm mildly concerned. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait here for a little while and wait for that to charge up fully. And then we'll hop on over. It is definitely charging. Okay. How long is that going to take? Got our batteries. Muscle battery. Fully recharged in 30 minutes. So why is that taking so long? Oh, the mining drone as well? Yeah, they're both charging. I think the batteries on the Achilles. Yeah, they're empty. So the only thing providing power to me right now is the engine. But at least I have enough hydrogen. What I could do is I could add an extra hydrogen engine. So I have enough of a source of, or an income of ice to support that. So what we want is another hydrogen engine. I can place that in here. Is this on? That's the question. Oops. Does the good old trick of putting a control seat on here do the trick? I just need a flat seat or something. Put it somewhere where I can grind it off. Yep, that seems to have done the trick. Can't see that it's moving, but it is. Yeah, it's producing power now. So we should be able to check on our batteries. If I hop in here. They're not charging. That has cut that time in half. I could even put on another one. I think this is more or less where the Achilles is going to sort of stay for the foreseeable future. So if we've got a surplus of hydrogen from our mining drone, it should be okay to just add more engines. Ooh, getting attacked again. Oh, that's just zombies. It's been a while since we've seen these guys. God! That made me jump. Yeah, sneak attack. We'll be back in just a sec. Alright, so everything has been recharged. Our mining drone is off on its little adventure. If I go into its control panel, you can see what it's sort of doing, although it's a little bit dark, so you can't actually see what it's doing. But yeah, it's on its way back with some more ice. And we've got enough power to recharge these batteries eventually, so the hustle and everything is all fully recharged and ready to go. We've just got some more inclement weather. Now, I wonder if I can jump at that from below. Maybe off the side of the leg here. Might be too steep to... Oh, no, can't make that. Okay, so why am I getting... I don't know why I'm getting constantly booted off of that, but now that this has enough power in it, we can go into the remote or the hustle. Take control of that. Dampeners on. Recharge off. Can undock. Make ourselves nice and level. Or what looks like level. Come down to a point that is accessible by foot. Okay. Now we're going to go off and we've got all the resources we need for this contract. 81 magnesium, 453 motors. Yeah, we've got those. Perfect. Alright. Now I've done a contract with these guys, surely they should show up as discovered, right? So we're going to finish these, get some reputation, and a whole bunch of money. And I don't know if that, there was a little bit of green text there, I don't know if that was me just discovering it or not. I have no idea. I think maybe I must need to create my own faction for that stuff to work. I'm not entirely certain of exactly how all that works. So let's see, what can we buy? We've got 3.5 million now, so we're sitting pretty. If I was to buy, say, some platinum, I could just buy like 10 ingots, and that would let me build some level 3 tools. Well, maybe I'll just buy like 5. Or what? It's given me 1 platinum ingot. There we go. Oh, well, okay. Still got, what, 2 million? Yeah, more than enough. Don't have anything to sell. Don't need any drinks or whatnot. That's the spending machine. That's just busted. Oh, data pads. Yeah, we need some data pads. This has got... It hasn't got any tools. It's just it's reset its thing, hasn't it? Okay. We want some data pads. So just appeared? Yeah, it appears in my inventory. So if I get like 3, we've got some new stations. So create some GPS markers. Let's see now. So what have we got? Got the STDR beacon behind us, so I think I need to add these stations to my HUD. So is this pointing to... So there's that STDR station there. There is an RTCT station off in deep space. So I don't think we need that one, whichever that one is. That one, that's not the other one. Where is the other RTs? That one is possibly on Earth, I think? 2,000 kilometers? That would line up with another planet. So I don't think that one we're going to be able to get to anytime soon. We've got STDR and there's one all the way over there. So yeah, that's going to be on another planet as well. So that hasn't given me any stations for this planet. So let's buy a couple more. I think it has to update or something like that. So let's see, STDR, RTCT. That one's a new one. Doesn't tell you which planet is on. Was this M something? METR station. Where is that? Oh, that one appears to be in orbit of Triton. So that one is actually accessible. Let's just make a few more of these available to us. Let's see if these are all on other planets or not. Or if I'm just going to get horribly confused. I think it's just giving me the same one. It hasn't actually given me any new. Okay, it's fine. So let's just check all these out. Don't need them anymore. Can't sell them back. Has this got anything in it? Oh, oh. What have we got? Nothing. Okay. I'm just going to put that on charge. Jump out the front again like an idiot before spinning around. Oh well. Can I climb up here or not? Well, at least I can climb up here successfully now. And jump. And jump. Okay.
No fuel.
So, now we wait. And here it comes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually come out to meet it. So before it even gets a chance to shoot at any of my stuff, I'm going to go and fight it head on. Taking some fire. But I think we're a little bit better suited for Killy. It's more of a harassment vehicle, whereas mine is a dedicated fighter. I suppose its small fuel range isn't really much of an impairment for this sort of thing. It's quite good at just combating things. I've got spotlights on here, but I cannot see anything. Well, there's the ground there, concerningly close. Got to remember that this thing hasn't got anywhere near as much thrust as my construction vehicle. I've got something clanging around on the inside. Took a small bit of damage, but I think the decoys in the wingtips did their job once again, thankfully. Gonna need to fuel this up in a bit. Probably can't dock onto the Achilles on that back port. No, that turret's definitely in the way. So I'm gonna have to put it on the point where the hustle is currently, but that'll do for now. So if we have a look in here, what got busted and what is clanging around? So something in here, perhaps. A little bit of repairs. Did I take any damage on the top? I did. I lost a few batteries. It's interesting. Now, is that scrap metal that was clanging around in there? No? No. Okay. We're all good. So, with all that said and done, I think we'll call it there for the night. And we'll see you in the morning for a brand new episode where we can do some more work on that. I'll probably do a little bit more structural work on it, just have a better idea of what I want to do on the base before entering into an episode, and I have nothing to do with all my resources and my tools, you know, just sort of muck around, just placing blocks at random, because it doesn't usually end up being terribly entertaining videos. But yeah, we've had some action today. Maybe I'll go and destroy some of these observers. I don't know. See how we go. So, until then, I'll see you next time.